everyone. My name is Tracy Newman. I'm from the Navigators Tarot on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me. You can also find me on YouTube as Sleepy Wisdom. If you'd like a personal reading from me, you can find me at my website, which is sleepywisdom.com. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. I was going to do a live last week, but honest to God, with the energies at the moment, and also too the energies at the moment, plus my job, I'm just really tired and I just couldn't do it. In fact, I had a headache for a lot of last week. So we'll see how we go this week. No sleep again last night. I'm sure that is the same for quite a lot of you at the moment with all the eclipses and everything else that's going on at the moment. The energies are kind of like giving us a bit of help. Anyway, let's see how we go. I'm going to start today with the Divine Masculine. Let's see where the Divine Masculine's at. Actually, no, I'm being asked to use these cards instead. Sorry. I'll use these instead. These are the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. Have a look at the Divine Masculine. I used my cards a bit over the weekend and these got used a lot. So, let's see where we are. Divine Masculine. Whoa! New beginnings in love for the masculine. Huh. Interesting. Oh, and shining his heart light. Wow, really beautiful. However, there is conflict too that is still going on within the masculine. And we also have Two of Fire. So what's hidden? Making plans in his own life to connect with his divine feminine and become more intimate with his divine feminine, but it's actually the divine feminine within through the heart center. The challenge is to stay focused, to stay grounded in these energies, which is quite difficult. But, you know, I think, well, actually, the Divine Masculine is going through a huge awakening. It's like very cosmic. It's a very cosmic type of energy, and it's like an awakening of quite and the opening up of his third eye. Amazing stuff. And the perception, his perception is that, I'll just get another card for that one. It's a little bit, it's not really speaking to me at the moment. Oh, actually it is, yes. When you look at this card, there's quite a bit of, this woman is of a darker kind of, I'm getting temptation. Okay, so this is part of the masculine thing about temptation, that it constantly comes in for him. In the past, he's been very tempted by all sorts of things: addictions, women, drugs, rock and roll. You know, what am I saying? Gambling, that sort of thing, money, you know, addicted to that 3D matrix world. And that is coming up again for him, those temptations. But, I mean, the challenge here is for him to not focus on it, those sorts of things, because he's moving away from that and moving into a more cosmic state of being and an awakened state of being. And the universe right now is really asking him to step up into those new earth energies of enlightenment, pretty much, and awakening. However, there are still these temptations that belong to the 3D matrix world, and as it begins to fall, it's kind of like wanting to grasp on, just like the masculine used to grasp on very heavily and very tightly to that 3D matrix world, but now he's leaving it. The temptations are going to come back in and go, hang on a minute, come. Whether he does or not, it will be interesting to see. Interesting too that we're in Mercury retrograde, which, you know, which will always bring things back up from the past that need to be healed and need to be dealt with. So very interesting sort of stuff at the moment that's going on for the masculine. However, his advice here is to become the hardworking devotee to self that he is becoming, and to his enlightenment. And it would appear that that will probably, hopefully, win the day with most masculines. And then we have new beginnings. So he's got two aces. We've got two aces. We've got one in the beginning of love and opening up the heart center. We also have the beginning of grounding himself into these new earth energies as he begins to awaken and open his heart center. However, just be aware that temptations will come about and will come up. Very precise, heavy temptations. And it will, and also if he has any wounding from the past, they will come in the form of temptation. Be interesting to see whether he goes down that road or not. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's probably, anyway. But, you know, we also get the card of the hero. So I do think he will overcome this and move into unconditional love for himself and for others, and will hopefully become the hero in his own life and manage to overcome any temptations that are brought forward into his life at this time. Oh, and masculine. You guys are like, I tell you, like for you now, to move into divinity is essential, and you know it on some level, on every level. I think the masculine now knows that his only way forward is to surrender to the divine and surrender to those beautiful divine energies that are trying to actually come through and awaken him to the truth of who he really is, which is divine love and light. And yeah, so there really is no choice. This is upside down. Even though he will be tempted, I'm not saying that he will, those temptations are going to continue to come up for the masculine. As the world begins to crumble and fall, there are going to be entities that wish to hold on, and there are certain things in the that have not been healed in the masculine's life that will attract those perceived negative entities, so that he can actually overcome them and heal them. So he's actually doing really well, and he is moving into the Emperor stage, which is, of course, where he needs to be, because the Emperor represents all four kings of the tarot and is the ultimate in divine masculinity. He's strong, he's a protector, he's a provider, and he is loving and kind to everything. And he's also a leader in the natural world, not the 3D matrix world, of many temptations and glass ceilings. Yeah, so interesting. So this is fantastic for the masculine. Wonderful energies. And you know what? I'm just going to get a Kuan Yin card oracle card for the masculine. These are beautiful, feminine, beautiful type cards, but I think they're very, for me, I often, when I'm going through a lot of stuff, I will actually go to these cards because they have a lot of insight into the spiritual aspect of the psychology and also the psychology of who you are. So really lovely they are. This is them, the Kuan Yin oracle card for cards, if anybody would like to have a look at them. They are really beautiful. They're by Alana Fairchild. So yeah, I'll just get a card for the masculine. Oh, two cards jumped out, so we may as well take them both. So we have the Veil of Shadows, which of course is that temptation into the 3D matrix world. Let me have a look into the devil energies. I'll show you the beautiful picture there. Stunning. There's stunning artwork too. And who did the artwork? Actually, it was a guy who did the artwork. And his name is, oh, hang on, I think it's in this book. His name is Zheng Hao. And beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. The artwork is stunning. Veil of Shadows 43. Oh, the last card in the deck. Oh no, it's not. Second last. Okay, a lotus blossom with deep rich mud into which she plunges her roots and draws great nourishment. From this mud made of water and earth, growth happens and great beauty is revealed. Your soul lotus thrives through depth of emotion and aliveness of your body, into which she can plant herself and unfold as a lotus of light. So this is allowing the transformation of the feminine into your life and letting it transform you. But of course, to do that, you must go deep into the darkness to transform into something much more beautiful, like the lotus. A bit like the ugly duckling turning into the swan. So your soul lotus is blossoming, just like a plant that outgrows the pot in which it has been planted and requires more soil to spread its roots and continue growing. Your soul lotus needs some more mud, some more water and earth energy so that it can grow and shine. In the spiritual worlds, all things serve, everything, including our darker emotions and parts of our body that we may not think are acceptable. They are actually good nourishment for our soul. The soul craves to love and be in love with all parts of you. Like a passionate divine lover, it wants to hold nothing back and become completely spiritually intimate with all aspects and all parts of you, whether you have thought they were lovable or not. So in particular, this oracle asks you to look at where you can nourish your emotional and physical life with more focus, perhaps through art, creativity, journaling your dreams, creating collages, or engaging in dance and other forms of movement. Your spirit needs it to thrive at this time. This inner play isn't about saying that who you are is not enough. It is about acknowledging that you are that thing you believe you are not and finding a way to live with it with consciousness and love. It is about delving into the parts of you that have been hidden in a veil of shadows and are now becoming ready to be revealed and lived as a part of the beautiful and whole being that you are in truth. So yeah, sometimes, like I've said, you can have these what is perceived to be a negative in your life, but usually it will just provide you with more growth. The experience of any kind of perceived darkness will always lead us into the light. You cannot know light without the darkness. You cannot thrive unless you've been in the mud and taken root. And the shining lotus. Ooh, more lotus. This is great. 26. The shining lotus. There are times when it makes sense to be discreet until you find your inner strength so that you feel empowered enough to share your thoughts, feelings and beliefs without wavering, even in the face of challenge by another. At other times, we benefit ourselves and others by taking a risk and allowing the inner lotus blossom of our true self to shine forth for all to behold. So, once you put your energy into the world, you magnetically attract like-minded souls into your life, which will then encourage you to share yourself even more. Don't worry if there are those that seem to be challenged or threatened by your beliefs. They don't have to have the same beliefs as you for you and them to be safe and loved and on the spiritual path, which is unique for all of us. You and others can benefit greatly from you staying true to your heart and at the same time being open to the fact that they will have their own truths that may differ to yours, and that is just the way it is. If there is something that you have been holding within, you are guided to listen to your heart for the right time and the best way to share it. Let the lotus light of your own heart, your own soul, your own inner truths shine openly, beloved. Be gentle with yourself and know that you have a right to be here on this planet in your own truth, and that no matter what the response, whether a response of affirmation and love or a response of discomfort, your truth serves the greater good. Trust in the strength of this lotus light shining. It is more powerful than fear or doubt. It will light your way more deeply onto your spiritual path of peace, purpose and power. And I think it's a really good thing to remember too that we are literally going from that 3D matrix of fear into love. And really, the only way through, of course, is through the divinity that resides within your own heart and your own solar plexus. So things are really beginning to transform for the masculine. Also too, never be afraid to shine your light no matter what. There has been a propensity for the masculine to be concerned by the feelings and thoughts of others towards them. But when he becomes more truthful and honest with himself and starts to really begin to live his truth, his honest spiritual truth through that heart center, that will dissipate and eventually end, and he will become sovereign unto his own right. So yeah, so that's all I have for the masculine this week. So yeah, I'll see you again next week. If you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe, and I shall see you anon. Thank you.